Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday night's live stream here on SimRace South Africa. We're covering the next round of the F3 series from Brands Hatch this evening. And joining me in the tower tonight is my good friend Nick Hodgson. Nick, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Alan. Hope you're having a great evening. I'm certainly very much looking forward to Brands Hatch, one of my favorite tracks of all time. I think it's a brilliant track to drive, and yeah, very much looking forward to what we have in store for us tonight.
I agree. Although I wouldn't say the weather looks very welcoming out there, but they've done a fantastic job on setting the tone for typical muddy island weather at Brands Hatch by the looks of things.
Indeed, definitely properly English weather tonight, but that's good. We'll set the drivers in the correct mood, and it certainly means the track temperature is awful lot lower than we generally have. I think we're sitting at around 17-18 degrees track temp, which these single-seater cars should absolutely love. So Barry Mayer has just done an outlap and come straight back in.
I saw that. Well, we're in official qualifying for 15 minutes, so as soon as we do get some official times, they should come up on the screen.
That's correct. I'm just wondering if old Barry has possibly decided he wants to do a little bit of pit stop practice before the race. He's decided that maybe he hasn't done any of that, and
yes.
Yeah, the Brands Hatch pit lane is a little bit tricky, so I wouldn't blame him.
All
there
right,
we go. We're getting some times.
Yep.
Yeah. Lawrence Sterner leading the way with a 12.6 immediately. That's quite a quick time. We could potentially see some 11s, I think, based on the hot lap qualifying times.
Yes, I agree. If what she's saying is is true about the temperature, and there's better grip out there today, they're going to be very low 12s or high 11s.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can get you the correct temperature right now.
Okay. At the moment, for everyone watching, we have, I am counting, excluding us as commentators, 19 drivers on the track right now. So it's going to be a full grid tonight on this track.
That's excellent news. I found my temperatures, and we are 16 degrees Celsius on the road and the air, so very cold. And a 0 km/h wind, so okay. There's no wind affecting these drivers whatsoever.
Yeah, if we do comparisons with that and what we've run on the GT series, where we're usually running in the 26s and 27s, these cars are going to be lapping very quick tonight.
I would expect so, yes. I would definitely expect so. So effectively what we're saying is these drivers have absolutely no excuse tonight. They've got the best conditions possible to set a truly stonking lap time.
100% agreed. It's getting busy. They're all out at the moment.
Sitting in second at the moment. Sorry, go for it.
No, sorry, I was just saying we're just generally watching some of the streams, but let's pick up on some drivers. Lawrence Stern at the moment, I think he's on an outlap. Oh, there we go. Corne Breit's just come in with a 1:12.9. That puts him in second place.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see those lap times start to tumble. Obviously on board with Corne Breit at the moment, but I was watching Matthew Boy quite closely in the practice build-up. He was certainly putting in a lot of laps.
Yep, here he is. He's good half a second up on his time here.
That's good news. I know Matthew's got at least a low 112 in him. There we go. He goes pole.
Great time.
Only just. And he's certainly done a 12.3 was it 12.2, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So yeah, again, some improvements still there.
Oops. Bit of a spin there for the old Postma. I'm just cycling through. Alright, Brent Lindsay Ray's up on his time by 3/10. Let's carry on with him around this lap. Just gone through 30s and he's heading down to Pilgrim's Drop now.
Yeah, he's not had a good drive out of that corner.
No.
Lost a bunch of time and through here as well.
Yeah, he's just low.
Undone all of the hard work.
Yep.
And going through Westfield, he's now spot on his delta. Probably be slightly annoyed with himself. Must be looking for a very small improvement, half a tenth.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There
About
or
a tenth
thereabouts.
improvement coming up.
Yep. Up to 5th.
Jacques, yeah, up into 5th, and Jacques Buerter also improving to 4th. Almost a 13 dead there for Jacques Buerter. And Lawrence Stern is now one up to Matthew Boy. Again, not by much. Very, very small margins at the moment.
Yeah.
Shout out to old Ryan Hill, who's been helping us set up everything here. He said he hadn't got much practice in, and said so far his best lap had only been before this qualifying, had only been in the 17s. He's already in the 16s, so this man, watch out for him over the course of the evening. I imagine he's going to be improving his lap times very quickly.
Yeah, he'll be getting quicker and quicker. He hasn't had any practice, been working overtime on his normal daytime job, so good to see him back in the car and driving, yeah?
Indeed. Barry Mayer's put in a decent time, gone up to 9th. A 13.6 for Barry Mayer. Decent effort there. Just looking at the tyres people are running for qualifying.
Yes.
This is going to, I'm sure, be a running piece of discussion, but Corne Briet is the only man on softs that's in the top 5. We've got Dirk and Iacopo also on softs, Neil Berger and Moritz as well. So those are the only guys on softs at the moment. Everybody else is choosing the mediums.
Yeah, I'm just cycling through some drivers to see anybody up on their deltas. At the moment there's nothing much. We seem to be missing all of them, but Hannes van Wyk here on board with him now. He's just gone into a positive delta, so we'll follow him around a little bit here.
Interestingly, Moritz, as I say, Commentator's curse, he's just spun, but he was close behind Hannes and also up on his delta.
Okay.
Good commitment there from Hannes.
Someone in the barriers and someone there. Okay.
Lots of traffic.
Lots of traffic, but he's up here.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yep.
This is excellent. Oh, wasn't quite aggressive enough there. Could have been closer to the inside curb, but he's still 4/10. Nice exit through Clark. That's going to be a good improvement. That's good improvement. Well done. 14.2.
It bumps him up to 12th place. I'll tell you what,
abandoning.
Nick, the guys are going to be close. The gaps between first and down, they're going to be very close here.
Absolutely. I thought got to be honest, I thought the hot lap qualifying was not as close as I was expecting, but it seems like the guys are really pulling things together, and we're going to be seeing much closer times, as you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, look at these first three. The top three are within 1,000.
Yeah, that's exceptional. That really is exceptional. Jacques Buerter's just started a flying lap. I don't know if you want to go on board with him. He's already a 10th up.
Jacques Buerter, there we go.
10th and a half now. Oh, excellent through Graham Hill bend there. Look at that. Look at that. 3/10.
Yeah, out of one corner. Great line through there.
Now 4. My goodness, this is going to be an absolute stonking lap if he can keep it together. Oh, running a bit wide there, but it's okay. Wonderful through Dingledale there.
He's good. He's carrying this
Sterling
all the way
bend.
through.
Oh, look at that. That's how you do it. That's how you do Sterling bend. Really use that camber on the inside.
This is
That's
half a
giving him a
second
tenth and a half.
Yep. Oh, he's done well.
Beautiful lap. Beautiful lap.
Yep, this is pole.
Look at this.
Straight up.
Fantastic lap. Well done,
Yeah,
Jacques. That is
awesome.
proper.
112.1. That's the quickest we've seen. Excellent. Excellent lap.
He's not happy with it. Oh, unfortunate. There was a 10th there as well. That's very well done though, Jacques. Excellent, excellent stuff.
Okay. Let's put the cat amongst the pigeons. That's half a second up on that that whole bunch of 3. So now that make that now 4 drivers, 5 in 1 minute 12.
Let's have a look at Xander. He's in 15th at the moment. Yeah, but he's half a second up. Make that 9/10.
Make that a second.
Almost a second.
Sure.
Come on, Xander, you can do it. This is your chance, boy. Bank that lap. Go through clearways. And Clark.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very
There we
good.
go.
Very good.
Another amazing improvement.
Is he?
14.8. Excellent stuff. That's really well done. It's really well done. Gapping Ryan Hill quite significantly there.
Yeah, but that lap didn't count.
No, it did. It did. I definitely saw it count.
Well, according to our tower, he's in 15th place. A 1:14.8 is his quickest time. Something was... He must have gone out of bounds somewhere on that lap.
Must have, but that's odd. I thought I saw a green
Me
flash up
too.
for him.
That's what I thought. If it's green, it's surely got to be a legal lap.
Louis Serfontaine is looking good at the moment. Going down Cooper Straight and 1.5 tenths up.
Yes, there we go. Does it coming down to the last chances here. It's 1.5 minutes left of quali.
Oh, it's unfortunate. He's lost about a tenth and a half now. Louis in 13th at the moment. But there's not much of a gap between him and Hannes. 2 tenths will see him jump up a position. See how it gets through Sterling. You see, that's much better. That's much better.
He's dropped time though.
That's unfortunate. He should have been earlier on the gas, I'd imagine. All to play for in clearways. Oh, no, that's split him out. Yeah.
So, good couple of drivers in the pits. It looks like they've given that their best shot.
Although it looks like our top 3 are still out on track.
Yes. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else that we can pick up on.
Jacques Buerter looks like he's not going to improve. Matthew Boy, he's trying, but not quite there. I'd say it's looking good for Jacques right now.
I have to agree. I don't see anyone getting close to him. Right, here's Barry Mayer slightly up on his lap time here. Oh, he just lost it there, ran a bit wide. Coming out of Graham Hill Bend.
Dirk Brand is doing well. Dirk Brand's doing very well, in fact. Oh no, he's just lost it.
Oh, shame.
That's unfortunate. he had at least a 2 tenths improvement on him.
Oh, so I think that's
On his
that
nest.
time. Yeah, they're going to be in overtime. Everyone's coming into the pits. Anyone still out doing anything?
Barry Mayer. Barry Mayer's doing something.
on it.
Barry Mayer's doing things at the death. At the death. He's 2 tenths. Going into Sterling. Excellent. Wow, that's a good exit. That is an amazing exit.
Yes, carried a lot of speed out of there.
Oh, he's pushed it a bit too much into Clark. He could have had a better time there, but I'm sure he'll take those 3 tenths to the bank. There we go. Bumps himself up into 9th. Well done. That is at the death.
Okay. That's qualifying. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, people.
Oh yeah, we've got to join, don't we?
Back with you. We've got just under a minute to go. We will clear our pace cars shortly. So Jacques Boete in pole with Matthew Boy next to him, and then Corne Breet in third. Should be interesting. I think we'll follow it from back here, Lawrence Stern's car. Is this a live start again, Nick?
It is absolutely a standing start. This is when the nerves really start to go. We've got the lights, 10 seconds to go. All about your start. How well can you pull off the line?
Red lights, green.
And the lights are out. The lights are out. Matthew Boy's squirming all over the place, but he has got to run. No, he's always run wide. He's about to get mugged, I'm sure.
So far, so good.
This driver's keeping it clean. Lawrence Stern has managed to take Matthew Boy, though, so Matthew's already down one place. Jacques Boete, interestingly, is on the hard tyres. So now is the time that Lawrence Stern needs to make hay. I imagine Jacques Boete is going to be running very long into this race.
Yes, we've just seen Corne Breet go past, Brent Lindsay Ray go past Corne Breet up into 5th place, so the guys are driving. A little bit further back, we're on board with Barry Mayer in 8th place, just watching the cars ahead.
Trying to make a move on our Mauritian Marmeg. Not quite happening though. Malherbe has made up a position on Peter Wenzel for 16th.
Okay.
And Peter Geldenhuys is now... Xander has had an incident. Xander's definitely had an incident. He's dropped all the way down to 18th now. And even Brent Lindsay Ray has put a position on Raoul Postma.
Sorry about that. I did leave the car on there. That was me. I did think escape puts the car back in the pits. Sorry, guys.
Postma is all over the back of Brent Lindsay Ray right now.
Okay, we're chasing with Postma here.
Yeah, chasing through Hawthorne's Bend. So easy to get it wrong through that section. One wheel on the grass and you probably spat off into the barriers. Neil Burgess put a move on Barry Mayer for 8th position. Oh, I think we've had a big incident at the back. Ryan Hill is falling down. There's been a whole bunch of things going on.
Ooh, there's a smash in front of us there. I think that was on the asphalt. Yes, Jason was upside down for a moment here. He's had a bad one.
Yeah, that's...
Apparently, I heard by the grapevine that these cars get stuck in the pit in the sand traps.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
so they can get bogged down, and then they've got to return to the pits unnaturally, and then they get their controls locked.
oh, Van Jaarsveld's really struggling to get this car back on track.
So, okay, we've got Ryan Hill up in 13th. He seems to be away and going. Got clean air in front of him, and he's got a good delta going on. So, there's drama ahead.
There's drama. I think people are just really struggling at the moment to get their tyres switched on and working, because there seem to be spins happening all over the place.
That was Iacopo that had spun there. We'll join him now.
Of course, this is letting the front runners get away. Lawrence Stern, though, is only 2/10 now behind Jacques Porter.
Yes.
Trying to pick up that slipstream as they go down the Brabham Straight. Lawrence Stern there was about, let's call that 0.3 of a second quicker than Jacques Porter that lap. So he's certainly starting to stretch his legs.
Oh dear, we've had a disconnect.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for old Postma.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you're right. Stern's foot's in it, his head's in it, and he's chasing Porter. We're going to leave it here and just watch these guys. Just catching up with people
fantastic.
on the YouTube channel. Welcome. We've got Peter Kraling on board, Kieran Paterson watching from one of the rock car clubs. Brent Alexander, thanks chap, saying nice coverage.
Yeah, evening gents. I hope you have a good time. We certainly are. Although Lawrence Stern is now dropped off a bit. He's now 0.8 behind Jacques Porter.
Yeah, that gap's grown. He had a bad round there through that whole back section of the track going through Westfield and Dingle Dell. I think he'll get on it again. If you watch down the straight, he closes right up as they get down to Paddock Bend here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually saw Porter and Sterling, but he's just put in the fastest lap of the race. In fact, Jacques Porter at 13.5. But we did see him dip a wheel into the gravel on the outside of Sterling. So there's, I'd say there's definitely time to be made there for Porter. Jacques, Lawrence Stern, I should say, who we're on board with right now, is close to a 10th up on his best. So he's certainly not.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. He's not letting Jacques have it all his own way.
No, he's keeping him on, that's for sure.
And it's fantastic that this is pretty much the closest battle we have on track at the moment.
Yeah.
Craig Hunter is fairly close to Ryan Hill, but that's about it. In fact, I would go on board with Craig Hunter right now. He's really challenging Ryan. And as we enter Surtees, yeah, now it's all about that exit. And unfortunately, I think Craig hasn't had that great an exit.
No, he was kind of tiptoeing through that corner. I think it's a type of a committal corner.
That was close. He dipped a wheel onto the grass. That could have ended his whole race.
It could be a commentator's curse. We need to be careful what we say here. That's unfortunate. Ryan Hill doing the same thing and not able to hold on there and sliding off the track. You see, these drivers really are struggling, despite the track being cold today. I have to agree. Okay, Ryan's recovered, so he's going again, but he has dropped a few positions. I'm sure he's hammering himself in that cockpit.
Oh, absolutely. As I say, I feel like I say it every race, but consistency in these single-seater cars, it doesn't matter how, some people would say, oh, it's just F3, these cars are much easier to control than an F1 car, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But it's still very easy to put a wheel wrong, and that's it, your race is almost over. Just to be consistent, that gains you places here, it really does.
Agreed. Talking from my own teammates' perspective, Neil and Barry Mayer up in Paterson Works Racing, Neil was saying it's the time, it's a 45-minute race, but we've got an overtake happening here. Dirk Grant going down the inside.
Good move.
Great
well
pass.
Done. Serpentine was a bit ragged, and
still there, mind
Brand
you.
was having none of it. Did well.
Oh, he's off. He went wide. So Dirk Grant got the pass done. But back to my story, Neil was saying it's the intensity of racing the F3 cars. It's you know, you've got no time to take a break. You've got no time to relax. It's close, tight, it's fast. Your reactions have to be quick, and it's flat out for 45 minutes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be decisive, and you got to, as you say, it is flat out. You're basically hot lapping for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
It's a bit like the 400 meter race, where it's just that little bit longer than a sprint, yet you just still have to sprint for 400 meters. It's one of those where you're going. It's longer than a sprint race, but it's not quite long enough to be an endurance race.
Yes.
So, yeah,
exactly.
I'm surprised the fatigue is catching them this early, though.
I see Cornet Briet's pushing for making time up on Brent Lindsey Ray. He's a 3/10 up on his own delta, and he's right at the back of him here.
Yeah, good man. He's doing well here. We'll see what kind of move he can end up pulling if he can get that close, but certainly going for it. Both of them sitting on the medium tires. In fact, Neil Berger just behind is sitting on the soft tires.
Yes.
So that's an interesting strategy. You've got to imagine that Neil's going to be making, what, 2 stops? If he's going to be soft tiring the whole way?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Maybe if he's going to go on to mediums, I don't know. We'll have to see. He might be running low fuel. So keep an eye on that one.
He's doing well at the moment. He's doing solidly in 6th place.
Yeah, Xander Klingen and Ryan Hill and Peter Wenzel are having a bit of a scrap at the back. Although I think Peter Wenzel just made a mistake because he's 2 seconds behind now. But Xander definitely catching Ryan.
Oh dear. He just had a huge lock up there and he's turned it around.
Oh, that's not where you want to be parked either. Goodness. Gets out of the way quickly, but sure, that could have been disastrous for Black Widow Racing.
I just saw a screen grab go past of Jacques Buerta posting the quickest lap time there.
Yeah, that man's on it. He's now 3.3 seconds ahead of Lawrence Stern. We did see Lawrence challenging Jacques. Again, let's just remind you, Jacques on the hard tires, Lawrence on the mediums. But it seems like that's come to nothing. Jacques Buerta is pulling time on him for fun now. He's pulled 0.3 of a second in that very short space of time. I don't know what it is. On board with Sterner, you can see he's really not close to his delta at all. Small mistake there as well. Lost him another couple of tenths.
Yeah.
So he's really struggling. Really struggling is Sterner. I don't know what's going on here. Coming up against the back marker.
You think maybe he's had contact somewhere and maybe the wing's been hurt or he's hurt the car somehow? Or is he just...
I mean, if you look at all that understeer, he's either over-braking himself or he's damaged the front of that car.
I mean, that was 1.5 seconds. Oh, someone's... Who's that? That's Dirk Brand, wasn't that? No, it wasn't Dirk Brand.
No, it wasn't. I think it was another back marker. I'm not sure who that was, though. Lindsay Ray, Corne Briet, and Matthew Boy are all quite bunched together. As you say, traffic. How are they going to navigate this? Sure, 3 coming through. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Corne losing it a bit slightly.
Not a corner you want to try and overtake on, that's for sure.
Oh, that is very dangerous. The back marker going onto the grass. They could easily have him slide all over the track.
That could have been bad.
It's really cost Corne Briet. He was 0.2 behind Brent, and now he's 1.3 seconds. And Matthew Boy's lost out to Brent Lindsay Ray. Matthew's actually lost a place through with all of that.
Yes.
And now he's coming under attack very quickly from Corne Briet.
Yeah.
Matthew Boyd lost all pace there. That's very, very strange. Matthew's generally an exceptionally consistent driver, particularly in the single-seaters. I'm surprised to see him making a mistake like that, especially as they just cleared the traffic. And see if he can calm himself and get back in the groove.
Now on board, looking backwards here from Brent Lindsay Ray at Matthew Boy and Corne Briet. It's tight. It gives another perspective looking backwards at them coming. You know, you normally see them forward. Here you can clearly see the DRS is open on the back wing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm having a look at from Corne Briet's perspective, his attack on Matthew Boy. 5 tenths behind, half a second. And, you know, it's not easy to make it move with these corners, of these cars. Oh!
There's a pass.
Very, very opportunistic. That was Lawrence Stern who'd made that big mistake. Corne Briet gained massively.
Yes.
Matthew Boy had to get out the way.
He did.
Did very well, in fact, to get out the way. That could have easily ended his race. But Corne Briet managed to really gain out of that. 2 positions up into a podium, 3rd place. And Lindsay Ray now finds himself in 2nd.
Let's go back on board here with Lawrence Stern. I'm not sure what happened, but he obviously spun coming out of Sterling's, and
he definitely made a mistake. So we were speculating whether he had damage. Again, this would support your theory. I mean, look at that understeer. He just...
And that's a whole second already. I think he's hurt the car somewhere.
Yeah, if he has, and we think he has, you've got to pit. You absolutely have to pit. These cars, the pit stops are so quick in these cars. It's just not worth it. It really isn't worth it. Especially as we're 30 minutes into the race, you could that's what, a third into the race. You could easily do 2/3.
Agreed.
So yeah, he's got to pit if he's got damage on that car.
Everyone's pretty much spaced out except for the dice for 3rd and 4th between Matthew Boy and Corne Briet. This is, oh my word, there's traffic here. It's next to each other, I think, and someone coming out the pits.
Yeah. Again, doing well to navigate around it. Matthew Boy really starting to pressure Corne Briet now, and yeah, as you say, Lawrence Stern's really fallen off, but yeah, these 3 battle for 2nd. Jacques Motor well ahead.
They must be, is this Van Jaarsdorp? No.
We're on board with Matthew Boy right now.
Board with Matthew Boy. Who is Corne Briet coming to overtake?
That's Brent Lindsay Ray. That's Lindsay Ray for 2nd. He's only 6 tenths ahead of Corne Briet. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's spun.
Oh, Brent, no, that's didn't take anyone out.
Oh,
and Matthew's gone off in sympathy.
As I changed to his car, it's radical. This is definitely a commentator's curse. We actually
yeah, we're a hazard to be reckoned with here.
We are, shame, man. It was a
That's really unfortunate. I tell you what, Matthew is going to be livid in that car.
Yep.
First of all, he had to avoid Lawrence Sterner, which he did very admirably indeed. But he lost a position for it. And then Brent spinning in front of him, which he was pressuring him to do, pressuring him to hopefully make a mistake, and then he loses out again.
Is this Brent in front? No. Who are we going past there?
A back marker. I'm not sure who exactly, but we got Lawrence Stern all over the back of Matthew Boy now.
Yes, we do.
We're still debating that this man has some damage on his car. That always just really pushing his brakes too hard. Because you see all that understeer for days.
Exactly. DRS open as we go down Pilgrim's Drop. He is pushing still hard to try and keep up to the pace of the guys around him. But
yeah, he must be thinking make it to the halfway or something. Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking, because they're so close to that gravel. Through Dingledale, back marker going off in front of him.
Straight off. And this is half a second gap here between Matthew Boy and Stern. So this right now is the tightest race on the track.
Yeah, it was 3 tenths at the beginning of the lap. Let's not forget that. So Matthew has actually pulled out a small gap on Sterner. I mean, look, it's possible he set up his car for a huge amount of understeer, but I doubt that much.
Well, he goes over the line and immediately goes into green delta. And as he goes through Paddock Hill Bend, he throws away 3/10 round one corner. That tells me the car's not, there's no downforce. So something's wrong there somewhere.
I agree. But he's still sticking with Matthew Boy somehow. Can we have a look at Matthew Boy's delta? How's he in comparison to his best?
Let's see what's going on here.
Oh, he's very close.
He's on his button. He's right there with his best lap time.
So I mean that just shows you how much Stoner has extra in the tank. I mean he's losing time hand over fist, and Matt is right on his best.
Exactly. Got some more people on the chat. Floyd the Barber 71 shouting for Lawrence Stern here. Welcome.
Oh, I'm afraid that hasn't quite worked out for you, Floyd, at the moment. I do like it when these top guys are fighting it out, though.
I agree.
Now, remember, Brent got past, despite having his big spin, Brent managed to then squeak back past when Matthew Boy had his sympathy off.
Yes.
So this is now the battle for third, and Corne Breed is now 5.5 seconds down the road. So he's got some breathing room, does old Corne, but yeah, Jacques Buerta still out in the lead, 16.5 seconds now. He's really pulled a big gap. And on those hard tires, I'm sorry, but he's going to be running far into the race. Oh, excellent. Let's follow this lap with the Jacques.
Yep. Straight away he's up on his delta as well, as you can see. So he's got this car set up perfectly, and he's taking full advantage of the element.
Consistent and quick. You can't really compete with that. I mean, his best lap was a 13.2, and his last lap was a 13.4, so he's within 0.2.
And he's consistent every lap.
Yeah, that's really impressive form from Jacques. What I'd like to know is, do you know what? Can you remember what his qualifying time is?
I can. He was the only driver to go sub 12 with a 1:11.8. Sorry, that was the practice. I didn't get his qualifying time, no.
Okay, but he was on pole, so...
Yeah. Yes, it was a 1:12.1 if memory serves me correctly.
Yes, that's right, because the others were sort of the 1:12.6,
so
and he was about
just
5
done a quickest lap now as well, a 1:13.1. So, yeah, he's carrying a tank full of fuel. He's still doing the quickest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, and you got to imagine those hard tires are going to hold up for a long time, so I'd expect that lap time to start to come down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a good few laps in the 12s from Jacques. I mean, he's pulling close to a second a lap.
Yes.
Although Corne Breed definitely made a mistake that this lap already he's a second down.
These three are close now. Stern, Boy, and Lindsay Ray. This is a good race to watch.
Yeah, it's a great race to watch. I'm biased, of course, but I do like that point blank livery. Matthew is, of course, the guy who does the liveries for, and the team manager for Point Blank Sim Racing, and he does a fantastic job. That's Sterner. Was that not Sterner? Yep, Sterner's just lost the position to Neil Berger. Slowly getting back on. I really think it's damage on that car. Must be damage on that car.
He went straight on into that crap at the end of Pilgrim's Drop to Hawthorne.
Yeah, you'll have dirt and all sorts of rubbish.
Yeah,
it must be. It must be damage.
How far back? Okay, so there's a big gap here. That's 30. He's still 35 seconds ahead of Dirk Brand.
Boy is past Ray. Boy is past Lindsay Ray. Oh no, Lindsay Ray's coming to the pits. That's what happened. Lindsay Ray is in the pits. He's trying the undercut. Is it going to work though?
Oh, sorry, man. Here he is. You're right. He's in the pits.
Yep. And he's out.
Okay. So Neil Berger up to 4th, still to pit. But Matthew
Stern
Boy,
is finally in the pits.
oh, we've
Finally.
got another spinner here. I don't know who that was.
Okay, so Lindsay Ray's come out in 5th, having pitted. Everyone in front of him has not pitted. Sterner has also pitted, of course, finally. Hopefully he's got that damage fixed and can really start to make some impact in this race. There are 20 minutes left, 21 minutes left.
Okay. Van Wyk gently but quietly climbing his way up the field here. I'm just on board with him now. And look at his delta time. He's pretty much on it all the time.
Oh yeah, good. That's excellent. And he's just done his best lap as well. 14.8.
Yes. Solid in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, doing well. Be a good result for him. Chasing down Dirk Brand.
We've got Barry May's been in the pits forever. I don't understand this. Is he broken? Is he retired?
That's an odd one. He was the driver, I think, in front of Lindsay Ray when he was in the pits. So you could be right. Speaking of Lindsay Ray, I'm going to be very interested to see how he does versus Matthew Boy, who of course those two were really battling out hard.
Yes.
And he's trying the undercut. So yeah, we'll see. He's certainly no better on his delta. I mean, look at that. He's lost a second. There was a back marker, but you know, Dirk Brand has now got past Hannes.
Oh, I have inside information on my team driver, Barry May. Apparently he's blown his engine.
He's blown his engine? I didn't even know that was possible.
Shame.
I wonder how that happened. I'd love to find out from Barry. How did he manage to do that? Is it not frustrations, maybe?
Yeah,
Neil
I'm
Berger
not
is
sure.
in the pits. Neil Berger's in the pits.
Other team drivers currently in the pits.
So Lindsay Ray is definitely going to go past him now. There we go. Lindsay Ray is past Neil.
Up into 4th.
Yep. The one we're really eagerly waiting for, though, of course, is Matthew Boy.
He's still running out there. So we're 19 minutes of 45. So just below halfway.
Just below halfway, indeed. As we see Neil Berger and Lawrence Sterner having a titanic battle at the moment.
We're on board here with Lawrence.
Sterner had gone past Berger, and Berger was clearly having none of it, and has retaken that position. We were speculating that now that Sterner has pitted and had his repairs, that he might... Whoa! That is a slow back marker. Did very well to avoid that.
Oh, this is going to be close.
Oh, there's no way. No way. That was silly.
Sorry, Nick.
That's okay.
Do these cars suffer quite badly from aero when they get close behind another car, like the F1 cars?
So I honestly don't have too much experience with the F3 cars, but I can tell you that I personally, in the F2 cars, which we ran last year, I personally felt that they did. Now that's interesting. Jacques Buerter is in the pits and has pitted. He's now 2.5 seconds behind Matthew Boy. So Jacques Buerter was on the hard tyres. He's come back out on the hard tyres.
You're right.
Matthew's taken the lead for the moment, but of course he has to make a pit stop still. So I think that must mean that Corne Breed also took a pit stop.
We've got 17 and Van Wyk now in the pits.
So Matthew must be running till 15 minutes. That would make sense. So he's doing... Oh, here we go. He's in. Right. Now we're going to see. So Jacques Buerter's already overtaken him. That's not surprising, considering what the gap was. So Buerter's off into the distance.
So here comes Corne.
Yeah, Corne will take him easily as well. There was a big gap between them.
And next up
I
is
imagine-
Brent.
The undercuts worked, eh? The undercut was worked. An
Oh, there he
absolute
goes.
charm. Absolute charm. Well done.
But they're close.
I should-
So this is
they
going
are
to be a
close.
good race now.
Yeah, can Matthew get his... I assume he's taken new tyres. It doesn't take long to change the tyres, so I'd have done it. Can he warm them up and then use the new rubber? They'll both be on fairly low fuel.
Oh. You don't think that was a fuel stop? Do you think they just did tyres, Matt?
No, they were definitely done fuel.
Okay.
It's very unlikely they would have got to the end on one tank of fuel. I think it would have been close, but to get to the end, but I really, really doubt.
Gotcha.
Unless you're going to get lapped a couple of times, unlikely.
So Barry got onto the SimRace SA YouTube channel and said he got stuck in a sand pit and was revving to...
no.
Oh, on the main straight there was a car sideways there. He was revving the car to get out the pits and blew the motor. 600 or 60 seconds. I'm not sure what he means by that, but terribly bad luck there, Barry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It does show you that the cars can get stuck in the gravel trap. You were speculating earlier.
Yes. Ryan actually warned the boys about this happening. So you run risk of running wide and going into a sand trap, and you're going to get caught in the kitty litter, that's for sure.
Yep, that is real. Corne Bread driving very smoothly at the moment. Quite a bit off his ultimate, but still, I think he's probably decided at this stage in the race that it's unlikely he's going to catch Jacques, and he's just trying to consolidate his second position.
Yes. I think Peter
looks like we've just lost someone.
Peter just did a spin. He's just coming back online,
It might have been.
Oh, wait a minute.
It really looks like we've just lost someone.
Is it Hannes? No, Hannes is there.
Hannes is there.
Lawrence,
Is it?
Brand, Coco, Marmegi's there.
Yeah, I'm struggling to work out who it is.
I can't see either. There's Zander, he's going. He's in the pits.
Of course, everyone watching the YouTube is probably shouting at us, telling us who it is, but...
Sorry, didn't see.
No, I'm just guessing. I didn't see who it was who left either.
Yeah, there's definitely a gap there, but I don't know who it is. So, out in the lead, Jacques Water, a good 13.5 seconds ahead of Corne Breed.
Could have been Neil Berger, you know?
Oh, don't say that.
I think it might have been Neil Berger.
I've got a DNF for Neil Berger. I think he's left.
That's unfortunate. He was running all the way up in 6th or 7th place there. That would have been a great position. He's back in the pits now, is Neil. So maybe he's rejoined. That's the kind of behavior we love to see at SimRace SA, is people not giving up. So you've had a disconnect. You could throw your toys, but no. Jump back in the race. 12th position, get a couple of points.
Exactly.
Why not?
That's what it's about. Well done, Neil. Go, buddy. Peter Geldenhuys has slowly but surely climbed himself up into the top 10 here. He did just have a spin. And Iacopo Mamegi, I think our international driver from, Mauritius, not sure. He's in 8th place. Where's the closest dice on the track at the moment? It's Geldenhuys chasing Mamegi by the looks of it. 1.4, 1.3 seconds back.
Yeah, with 12 minutes to go and the pit strategies pretty much having played themselves out. Not too unsurprising. I'm just still reeling a little bit at Jacques Boerto, who basically pitted halfway through the race, just slightly halfway through. He's on the hard tires. No one else, except for Zander, is on the hard tires.
Yeah,
and he's made it
this
work.
amount of grip.
Yeah. Actually, I do sort of lie. Roll Postma was on the hard tires before he disconnected, but I think the point still stands that Jacques has played an absolute blinder here. Either the hard tire is so good and no one else really.
No one maybe tried it. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, would you go further back than mediums? I certainly wouldn't.
I wouldn't think to do it. Well, I mean, maybe I'd give them a go, but I certainly wouldn't pay too much attention to it. I would have thought if mediums can make it halfway through the race, surely, and they're not overheating, surely that's the way to go.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing they're not overheating, because otherwise, why would so many people be using them?
Good point.
Peter Geldenhuys all over the back of Marmeg now.
Yeah. He's definitely trying to get his position back. He was ahead of him in his spun, so he should be able to take this back. This currently our closest race.
Yeah, Geldenhuys got a good exit onto the Brabham Straight. I'd be in the slipstream a bit more than that. He's giving Marmeg quite a wide berth. Trying to cut in through Hellwoods, and then round the outside. Is he going to try? Tries, but nothing.
Marmeg is he's running a very defensive line into all those corners, so he knows he's under pressure. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Brands Hatch is so often about forcing a mistake from your opponent, because they aren't. The straights aren't massively long. Things like it's difficult. It's very difficult to really get a pass on, especially when you've got Hawthorne's Bend and Westfield like this. You can't really throw a move up the inside off the there we go.
Besides the hairpin, they're all pretty fast sweeping corners.
Yeah, he'll be looking to try and make a move through after Sterling. Marmeg got a bit sideways, stay in the slip. There we go. Now, dive up. I was expecting a dive there. I really was. But through Clark, now onto the Brabham Straight. And Marmeg keeps his position for another lap. As you say, very defensive. Look at that. That's so defensive.
This is the best option, but even the hairpin is not a slow corner per se. You've still got to commit to it and throw the car in there. So.
Yeah, big time. Often if you're going to make a move, he's outbraked himself there as Peter. But if you're going to make a move at Brands Hatch, more often than not, I find it tends to be a multi-corner move where you've got to kind of, go around the outside somewhere to be hopefully up the inside somewhere else.
Yeah, you've got to think. You've got to start it from two corners back and play it out properly.
Yeah, I really are thinking Mans.
I think Peter's having a bad ping here or something, because this is looking. He's a bit further back now. 1.2 seconds off.
Yeah, he must have noticed and backed off.
I think so. I think he had a little glitch somewhere there. I saw in his mirrors Neil Berger also turned round coming out of Druids down Bramhill Bend, so he's 2 laps back, but he's still on the track at least and running. Oh no, he's not. He's also retired. Neil Berger's out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that sort of behaviour from Peter Geldenhuys is exactly what I'd expect from a team manager. Noticing his ping was high and just backing off so he doesn't cause an incident.
Yes.
That's very, very gentlemanly.
Yes, and well thought out. Rather just be safe and keep yourself in one piece kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Top 10 position, top 10 finish. He let that spinner really unsight him there, but still 4 tenths behind now. Back in the hunt.
Boerto does a 1:13.7. That's the new quickest lap. Another back marker off into the sand trap there.
Is that his quickest lap? I wouldn't have thought that would be his quickest.
Here we go. Malmegi had a big slide coming out of a Sheen curve, and Peter Goldenage just drove past him into Sterling.
Yeah, he's all over the back of Peter at the moment. I think that position is now done and dusted.
I agree.
Oh no, that is brave.
He thought about it.
Brave. Goodness, that was late on the brakes. I thought that was going to end in tears. I really did. Yeah. Peter's locked up though.
Yep.
I tell you what, Peter is much quicker. He just needs to assert that now. Not drive. He shouldn't drive defensively. He should know that he has the pace. And there we go. He's pulled it out now. When you know
lines, that's it.
Exactly. Especially when you know you have so much in the bag over your opponent. Obviously for the first corner or so, but after that, then you should have the confidence in yourself to just pull that gap. Getting back to Jacques Bertha, you were saying you'd set the fastest lap of the race, and I sort of have to disagree with you.
On board with our friend Jacopo, and he's just turned it round. Oops, not in front of the cars. Oh dear. My nerves. Are you watching this, Nick?
Yeah, I am. Oh my goodness, no, that's not good. That's really not good.
Oh, shame, man. It's the red mist. I know all about this.
I get it, but goodness, you got to be. No! Oh my goodness.
Yesterday.
Guys, you gotta understand. You can't see in a single-seated car. You can't. When you make a mistake, it is painful, but it is going to hurt you a lot. You've just got to accept that.
Wow, that was heavy.
And get back onto the track safely, because my goodness, that ended badly.
A couple of people could have been badly damaged in that race.
Yeah, I feel for Craig Hunter. I think he took a bit of a knock there. Yeah, right. You see Craig Hunter's now slipped down to 10th. I wonder if he's got damage.
We'll follow him around a little bit and see.
Yeah, there's only 4 minutes. Why is he? Yeah, there's only 4 minutes left. He's going very slowly, is Craig.
Look at his deltas.
Why is he going
just dropping off? I think he has hurt the car. He's probably taken a really bad contact.
Why not just get it back to the pits? He's just losing positions. You got damage, okay, I get it, but unless he feels
he's waiting.
I think he was waiting. That's what was happening. He was waiting.
No, he's
That's
just
a
driven
gravel
off
trap.
now. There's definitely a grip issue on the front of this car, so
Yeah, Marmig's now taken back 9th position, but he's way behind Peter Geldenhuys now. I don't think that's on anymore. You know, the battle for third between Lindsay Ray and Boy has really not gone anywhere since that pit stop.
No.
They were very close, and I felt like Matthew Boy had the pace over Lindsay Ray. And then during the pit stops, Lindsay Ray, of course, went in and did a fantastic undercut. Really nailed that. And then since then, Matthew Boy is just not being able to keep up with him. Brave move there from Peter on Hannes. That was a fantastic move. I'd almost say that was the best move I've seen the whole evening.
Yeah. Around the outside of Paterson Bend,
yeah.
That's big.
That was proper. Well done, Peter. That was really proper.
Right, so just under 3 minutes to go in this race. It's certainly been an eventful race.
Oh, I agree. Oh my goodness, I did say before we went on air that I thought there were going to be a few driver fatalities here, and there certainly have been, but I didn't quite expect this many people to spin. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's been very entertaining. We've had some amazing battles up front. Jacques Bertha, of course, has so far been absolutely in a class of his own.
Definitely.
Hard tires again. Can't quite believe that he made those work. He either knows a trick that the rest of us don't do, or don't know, or he's got some kind of driving powers that he needs to impart to the rest of the world. Because goodness,
exactly,
that was something else.
Yep.
Geldenhuys just putting a lap on a back marker there.
So, from what I can see, first to fifth place are all on the same lap.
Yeah.
So Dirk Brandt and Peter Geldenhuys. Dirk's just gone on to lap 35 now. So we're on board with Peter, and he's got to still go all the way around before he gets to lap 35. So that's how far ahead the top 6 guys are.
I think Marmeg's had another spin. He's lost a place to Serfontein again.
He's in the pits.
He's in the pits.
Yeah.
Apologies. I thought he hadn't indicated that he was in the pits. We'll wait for him to come out, but Serfontein will happily take that position off him.
Agreed. Here comes Craig Hunter. He's gone past him.
Yeah, Craig goes up into the top 10. Well done for Craig. Ryan Hill down in 12th position. Let's have a look at what Ryan's best lap is. A 15.9. So as I said before, he didn't have any practice, in fact, coming in this evening.
Yeah.
And his best going into qualifying was a 17, and he certainly managed to improve there, getting out the way of Matthew Boy, that looks like.
Yes, he's had a quiet race, let's put it that way. We haven't seen too much of him, but in all honesty, it's been going on further ahead.
Definitely has. But I mean, when you consider we had 23 people on the server tonight, he's ended up 12th. Shows you what sort of... Oh, goodness, I was about to say keeping your nose clean does, but... it's not been good for the commentator's curse tonight.
No.
Let's be honest. Leaders on the final lap. Let's stay with Jacques for this final lap,
yes,
and just see how he's doing. I mean, even now, look at that. His delta is absolutely bang on.
Yep.
Chaps, this is what you need to do. Look at this. This is consistency at its absolute finest.
Perfect.
His best has been a 12.4, hey?
Okay, was that what he got down to?
That's what he got down to, 12.469. That's incredible from Jacques. Can't quite tell what lap he did that on, but ooh,
he's still going flat sticks, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Lost him a lot of time, but he won't care. He's going to come over the line. An absolutely fantastic win. 28 seconds ahead of second place. This has been domination. It has been a wonderful race from Jacques Porter. I really hope he's proud of that win. That is a fantastic drive from him.
Yep, he did really well there.
Cannot fault him. If we have a look at Corne Briet, coming down clearways and into Clark Curve for the final time. Comes across the line and excellent race.
Yep.
Yeah, he kept himself clean when others were having big problems.
And Brent for third.
Yeah, good podium there for Brent. Very good podium. Matthew Boy, I imagine Matthew's going to be a little bit disappointed with that result. Same with Lawrence Sterner. I think they will both feel that they have made too many mistakes. Just as a guess, but still some good points for them. Dirk Brand in 6th, Hannes van Veek 7th, Peter Geldenhuys 8th, Serfontein in 9th, and Craig Hunter in 10th. That wraps up our top 10. Marmeg, our Mauritian in 11th. Ryan Hill, our chancer of the evening, shall we say, in 12th, and Xander, Neil, Barry, and finally Peter Wenzel in 16th.
Well, what an eventful race. Great driving by everyone. It was an awesome race to watch and to commentate on. Nick, thanks for joining me in the booth here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Alan. I've had a fantastic time as always. It's been some great racing tonight.
Great. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we shall see you again in I think a week or 2 weeks time.
Indeed, no coronavirus is going to span these ones.
Cheers. Bye.